Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about microteaching a lesson plan. This will be a very interesting topic. So let's go to see what it is about. This is the basic format of a lesson plan. For example, my lesson plan is about a community that is located in Jiquilisco. The school name is Centro Escolar Cantón Isla de Méndez, a rural community. The teacher name, it's my person, Jose Maria Argueta Pineda. And the date, November 12, 2021. The level is ninth grade. Why ninth grade? Because those students need to practice the four skills: the speaking, the listening, reading, and writing. But in this case, I will apply just one activity per each skill. The time, the class will be from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Topics name, hobbies, and free time activities. And subject, English. So we will be talking about hobbies and free time activities, something that the students will like it. This is the format for my lesson plan. Linguistic objectives is the first column, then the procedures, and then materials, time, and evaluation or assessment. So the three objectives I have is, for example, the first one, to help students practice present simple by learning about hobbies and free time activities. So the topic is hobbies and free time activities, but the students will get skills about talking, listening, reading, and writing about simple present or present simple. So the second objective is students will be able to pay attention when someone is speaking and when reading a paragraph. So in that case, we have two skills: receiving information, which is about listening to someone, and reading a paragraph or maybe reading a book in the case they want to learn more. And the third objective is to students will be able to describe hobbies and free time activities by speaking and writing. Why those skills? They will be speaking when they are analyzing, and also they will be writing. They will be practicing about how to produce a language. So the first activity I have is the warm-up. That is a very important activity because the students will be able to get ready for the next steps of the class. So the teacher will show a video of hobbies and free time activities, and this will motivate students to practice and to participate during the next activities. So for this, I have a laptop, internet, and a video from YouTube. I'm not going to show you the video right now because I don't have time, but you can check it out when you want. And for this, we have 8 minutes at least. And for this, we have just a little evaluation. The teacher will ask students about what were the most interesting hobbies for each of them, because this will help the teacher to understand what are the most frequent mistakes when listening and speaking. So as a teacher, I will be paying attention when the students tell about the interesting hobbies or free time activities. So then I have the first activity. It will be just about listening. It will be a listening activity. So the teacher, in my case, will repeat some of the words and explain the students some of the most frequent hobbies during free time. In this case, I will be taking notes about the video and I will be sharing with the students. They will be just listening to me and I will ask them to take notes, because then we will have more activities. For this case, we have a whiteboard and we have some markers. So I will be writing on a whiteboard so the students get the information, because I will be asking questions, and that will take me about 20 minutes, because I'm not just going to say I like to play soccer and that's it. I will be just sharing what is soccer. I will be just talking about, for example, if I like to play piano. I will be talking about those things. For the evaluation, I will request the students to take notes, as I said, because I want them to get new vocabulary, so they are prepared to participate during the next activity. And this will help the students to pay attention when someone is speaking. So probably in that case, I will be asking students what I said, and they will be answering, you said this, because I want them to pay attention when someone is speaking, and also I want them to be ready to take notes and read about the hobbies I will write in the whiteboard. So the next activity, it's a little more difficult because we are just moving forward. So this will be about speaking. Why speaking? Because we receive information when we read or when we listen to someone, but then we need to produce the language. We need to practice that skill. So the teacher will provide an example of how to describe hobbies. So I will be sharing that, describing hobbies. And then I will organize 4 groups. So the students use the reading vocabulary previously. As I mentioned before, I will write down some of the vocabulary on the whiteboard, and they will be using a flip chart, so they will write down some information, and also they will explain those new words. So the first thing is organize the groups, and they will be just writing on a paper. I will not pay attention to the grammar in that case. I will just pay attention when they speak, because I want them to speak a lot. So for this, I have a paper, flip chart, makers, notebooks, and pencils. Those will be my resources. And it will take 30 minutes because there are 4 groups and we need time for them to speak. So for the evaluation, every group will have 3 minutes to explain hobbies and free time activities. And the teacher will be asking and taking notes of the mistakes to provide feedback to each one. So with this information, students will be able to improve their listening and speaking, because they will be presenting, but once they do a presentation, I will be taking notes and helping them to improve their speaking abilities, because sometimes if we don't pay attention to the mistakes, the students will make many mistakes, and our job is to support them. So then I have another activity, the reading activity. This could be a little difficult if you don't have the ability to analyze. So the students will be able to analyze paragraphs and then to answer questions. So for example, in the reading activity, the teacher will provide a link to a website to make students understand some paragraphs and then answer questions on the website. So they will be reading, but also they will be answering questions because the website has a worksheet. After finishing the worksheet, students should send their results to the teacher so he can evaluate. So they will be sending me those results. So I have the website here, and it's a very nice website to do some practice. There is a worksheet. We will need a computer and internet because we cannot do it without internet. We have 20 minutes to do that. And the teacher, as evaluation, will encourage the students to read more than one time the paragraphs so they make less mistakes. After finishing, the teacher will request the results, as I said before, from the worksheet to support the students' own reading aspects. And I will see how they get the information and how they understand the information when reading a paragraph. So then I have here a screenshot of the website. I'm going to show you this because it is important to see how a worksheet is organized. In this case, we have 3 paragraphs, and then we have just basic questions about the paragraphs. So students will be able to answer that and send it to me later. So the last activity. The last activity when you are making the students work. So once the students practice, they will be doing some writing. So if the teacher will show some other examples of how to describe and people and hobbies in a short paragraphs. So the first example was in the last slide when we were reading. So then I will show you some other examples. And the students will be, I will ask the students to write down some examples also, and they will be using just present simple. So they will be working in 4 groups, and they can write about hobbies and free time activities in 1 paragraph. And then there will be 2 minutes per group to present their writing. So they will be just doing a little presentation. And for this, they will just need materials like paper, flip chart, markers, notebooks, and pencils. So they have 30 minutes because remember, writing is a very difficult skill if you don't do your best, but if you practice, it will be easy. So for the evaluation, the teacher will evaluate grammar and present simple. Once every group present their paragraphs, the teacher will provide feedback. So I will be providing feedback to each group. So everyone in class is aware of common mistakes when writing. Every error or mistake will be corrected during each presentation. So we will be doing presentations and corrections at the same time, but that will be in a good environment so the students don't get frustrated. And that will be my job. So I think I can do it. Even when I am speaking right now, I think I make some mistakes, but that's very common. You feel nervous sometimes, but once you do more practice, then you forget about those nerves. So the next steps for the lesson plan, because we did 4 activities plus the warm-up, but then we need to do more because otherwise we will forget the class. For the next steps, the teacher will ask the students to interview a friend before the next class, so they can share about hobbies and free time activities. This will help to gather more vocabulary. And lastly, teacher will ask students to be prepared for the next class. So I will be asking the students to be prepared because we will be moving forward with the next class. For this, I will use just laptop and projector because I just will be talking. And I will ask the students if they have comments and questions. And we have about 2 minutes to do that. So it will be short because the most important thing is producing language, getting information, and learning. So this activity as evaluation is planned to make students apply the skills that they have learned in class. evaluation will take place the next class. So I will be evaluating. So this is my little explanation about the micro-teaching lesson plan. I hope you got some information. Thank you very much.